Hi there, you're watching the Gardens and Graveyards channel. My name is Charisma and today we are meeting in the garden and we're going to do a beginning of the month garden tour for the month of May in 2024 in a zone 9A on the Oregon coast. We're gonna just take a walk around the garden and see what is blooming right now. And this, I thought it might happen this month, but it's not quite there. But this month will probably be the last month that we do a whole garden tour in one video, because then it starts getting super long. So in June, July, August, and sometimes in September, we break up our garden tours in several segments, usually front yard, backyard, but sometimes I even just do room by room because so much is going on in the summer, which is super fun. But I wanted to pop in here. Thank you for watching our channel as we've been sharing my trip to Iceland this past week. I have more videos for you coming. I keep saying we. I went by myself to Iceland, but we are sharing them with you. Let's see. I went to several gardens and a lagoon and some other really fun places around the capital city. So I'll be sharing those throughout this next month, but it won't be a solid week anymore of Iceland. But thank you so much for following along and hanging out with us while we shared that with you. But we'll be back to regular programming here really soon. We have lots of planting coming up, and of course going to nurseries and gardens and cemeteries like we normally do. So anyway, let's get the camera turned around and I'll show you what's going on in the garden right now. All right, so we're gonna start where we normally start, right next to the driveway. We have our jasmine just going for it, which is super fun. She's got some buds on her. I'm actually going to be moving this plant into the ground in the next month or two, and that'll be a whole fun project that I can't wait to show you. But for now, we get to just enjoy her looking beautiful. We'll get to this little table in a second, but let's go over here and see what's happening. The rose campium is really starting to bulk up and get ready to bloom. Of course, here we are in the privet grove. The privets are looking nice in a tight hedge. This rhodie is in full bloom. She's beautiful. This is the first rhododendron to really go for it in our garden. And inside of the privet grove, we've got blue star creeper starting to bloom. The little tiny blooms here, cute. The pearly everlasting is, 6 to 10 inches tall, depending on which plant you're looking at. We've got these two hostas have come up. This one is just like going gangbusters. And the hellebore is still hanging on to a couple of flowers. Look at this patch of forget-me-nots. It looks so fantastic. It's starting to spread a little over there. It has spread a little over here. I do not mind. I absolutely love it. So far, no powdery mildew, which is really fun because this thing usually gets powdery mildew. Then we've got the Great Expectation hosta blooming there. We've got a big patch of bleeding hearts starting to come up. They're still kind of bulking up. Really fun. That hosta's not up yet. These two hostas. Oh, look, is this a hosta coming up right here? Maybe? I think so. Yay! Oh, it's trying to get smothered by this self-heal. Let's get that out of there. Oh, I'm seeing another piece of it right here. Ah! And another piece of it right there. Okay. It's like in 3 little spots. I'll let Spencer know about that, and he can clear some of those plants out so it doesn't choke. The lemony lace, we put a new one at the base of this one, which has leafed out. It's just so tall and spindly, so I added another one so we can have some bulk on there. Okay, let's go over here and see what's going on. This is our table of I need to plant, but look at this. Roses. Oh, they're so sweet. I love this little rose. This rose was here when we moved in. It's very, very close to the foundation, but I put that trellis there to just sort of give it a place to kind of live. Lots of perennials and evergreens that need to go out. We recently picked up this wee hosta. I can't wait to get that in the ground. It's really fun. Proven winners Super Tunia Vista bubblegums for our annual plantings. We've got some mints going on. We've got a Proven Winners Oh So Easy rose. And then we have this climbing hydrangea, and it desperately needs to get out of its little pot. Let's see if I could look at the pot. Yeah, it's like a 2-gallon, 1.5 gallon pot. Definitely wants something. Look at this thing. This thing wants some sun. That's what this wants. I'm just gonna move it out here. This is a discount tree that we picked up this fall, the Temple of Bloom. It actually gets quite large, and I'm seeing there's quite a bit of dead on it, but that's okay. We will baby it and get it in the ground. We've got some growth right there, but definitely wants more sun than it had over there. All right, moving on. The roses are looking absolutely gorgeous right now. No black spot, no powdery mildew. Oh, I lied. There's a little bit of rust, but mostly looking really nice. And that one doesn't have any buds. I think one down there does. We've got climbing roses putting on new growth. It's gonna be a good year. I can't wait. The iberis has been blooming for quite some time, giving us lots of sparkle along the edges. It's kind of it over here, like really good growth, but no flowers. You kind of missed our, the big show on this azalea, but the sister azalea is right over there. I'll show you in just a minute. I'm gonna have to come through here and trim this guy. She's got a lot of dead growth in there. Just time to give her a little rejuvenation prune. All right, so over here. This hellebore has been blooming since February, maybe January. Still holding on to its blooms. It's a double bloom. So much fun. The bluebells are just now starting to fade, and we have an iris opening. Oh, yay. The daylilies have kind of exploded. The other lilies are all getting really nice and tall. All of these lilies are getting tall. The Edgeworthia is starting to drop all of it, or it has been dropping all of its blossoms, and it's putting on its green growth, which means it's time for me to come in and cut it back and shape it up a little bit. Okay. Over here, some more iberis doing really great. These irises are just going for it. They're not blooming yet. The Lithodora has been blooming for quite some time, looking really, really good. Over here, our Veronicas have come up. They are starting to form their buds. The tulips are done. It's time to pull them out and put some new color in there. This Lithodora is looking really good. All the Hebes have put on new growth. This one is kind of stretching, and I think maybe because my rosemary has gotten so big. which again, this is blooming, and I need to come through and cut this way back and let it flush back out. It's every bit as tall as me and taller, and I'm 5'4", so it's probably like 5'8"-ish. You know, these guys are these big shrubs are probably coming out this year. We keep talking about it. It's really just time. Okay, up here, the Curia japonica has started to fade and just put on its summer growth. The barbarous is completely leafed out. It was just sticks the last time we were out here. This is the Rose of Sharon that we transplanted. Tons of green buds. This is the one that was here, slightly further along, with leaf buds. We've got a pile of irises that I need to give away or plant or do something with. Let's move on down here. The Snow in Summer is blooming. It's just coming out of its bloom. I love this plant. It's super durable. It overwinters fantastic, and then it self-seeds and spreads, and like, you know, where it's kind of dead looking in here, these will just seed into it and then reroot and grow and all the fun things. So I love this one, and then I love this one. It's I don't remember the name of this one, but it also will send off little babies. You can see, really easy to, this is their dead bloom stalk, and then I just kind of let the seeds fall where they may and hope that they kind of just add more sparkle. I love that combination, and it's so low growing, and it's just really nice, bright spot all year long. The K-anomalies is still going. These are starting to fade, but I still have a few fresh buds in there too. All right, down this way, let's just sort of do a quick look. That Mr. Lincoln rose is looking fantastic. We've got some gladiolas up, that's new. We've got some buds on our irises. These are all a purple bearded iris that I dug up from a close friend's garden not long before she passed away from breast cancer. So it's really special to me to have those in my garden. The peony came up, and we've got more Lithidora here. The Japanese maple has just all leafed out, and she's just gonna look like this very graceful, beautiful plant for the rest of the year. All right, I'm popping over here because we've got this Boswellia is blooming like crazy. I didn't even notice until just now. How fun is that? She's so cute. Oh. All right, so I planted a vermillionaire in this pot, and we have a little vermillionaire over in this pot, and I thought it was dead because you see all the sticks here. If you look down inside the crown, there's a bunch of new growth, so I can clean that up. And then this is a snapdragon that I grew from seed last year, and it kind of fell over, and I did not know snapdragons did this layering effect. So you can see that there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, a dozen snapdragons, because you see the stem down there is falling over. How fun is that? Then I've got this beautiful oregano. This is my favorite ornamental oregano. Look at this. Oh my gosh. So beautiful. I'm so glad. It's just like really random because I had a bunch of these in this pot a couple of years ago, and I forgot to plant any out. And she's just reminding me that I should plant her more. We've got this little rhodie in bloom, little miniature purple rhododendron in bloom, and then the ajuga is blooming everywhere. You see the purple spikes. Oh, I almost forgot to show you the other azalea. More purple spikes. It's all the chocolate ajuga. Back here, hiding. Look at this azalea. Isn't she beautiful? So bright and colorful and in quite a lot of shade. A lot of shade. Sandwiched between this cypress and our porch. She really just gets a little sliver of light through there. All right, coming back out this way. In our little staghorn island, the winter hazel has leafed out. Beautiful spring color. The leprechaun shrub or plant has leafed out, and this is what we love about this plant so much is this dark foliage, and then the new growth is this bright green. So I just love that contrast. It's so great. And then we've got these guys, and I think these are skyrockets. I always forget what they're called. Oh, the goodness for tags that last. New Zealand satin flower. Libertia glandiflora. I think I'd remember that name. I don't know why. Anyhow. What is it? New Zealand satin flower. Okay. Never mind. I guess the skyrocket's over there. Anyway. Fun, super bright, airy flower. And then we have all kinds of columbine that we transplanted over here or let self-seed. Again, tall, airy flower. We've got an allium that overwintered. There was like a dozen alliums in here from last year. And that's the one I got. There's some leaves, but no flower of another one. So maybe I have to plant those every year. Then we've got this Camassia. Look at that. Isn't that such a sweet little flower? This is the first year it's bloomed. Then we've got more columbine. There's a red columbine right there. I picked this one up from the native plant sale locally, and then those columbines I picked up at a nursery. Then this is a new evergreen that we planted recently that looks really good. It's got lots of new growth on it. This is the Feelin' Blue Deodorus Cedar. This is gonna stay pretty low, like 1.5 to 2 foot tall by 6 foot wide. So it's gonna cover this whole big area. It's really fun. All right, again, winter hazel leafed out. Barberry leafed out. We've got tons of Shasta daisies, all green and looking great. Let's go ahead and pop up over here. We've got a big patch of geranium looking beautiful. Our vinca was blooming earlier. I missed it. And this pampas is looking good. We've got all of our red hot pokers are blooming that got transplanted. Isn't that cute? Makes me happy. We're going to be doing some fun things over here. That climbing hydrangea is going to get planted right up against the trunk of that tree. So this is the landscaping in here is going to change a little bit. We have another Russian sage to replace this one right here. So that'll be fun. The blue grasses came back nicely. The ponytail grasses came back. The barberry is all leafed out. And we've got a whole bunch of supertunias to put right here to make a big bright pop of color happen. The crocosmia has come up. And then those are our 2 shrubs that we planted. this fall, and they were just like sticks. They're all leafed out and looking really good. So that makes me extra happy. It always feels so good when your plants survive over the winter, because you just never know. You just never know. And I don't think we lost very much this year, even with our big ice storm, which is super fun. All right, this is the little evergreen that we replaced, the Rose of Sharon that was here, and I can't remember what it's called. Try to remember what the name is and pop it up on the screen. I don't remember. The heathers have pretty much done. Of course, this is looking nice and bright. Oh, the pig squeak, or the Virginia, is flowering, looking fantastic. Aren't their flowers so cute? Super cute. And all the green leaves are looking really good. I need to come in and clean up the winter damage. If you're not familiar with Virginia, this is the original landscape Virginia. Proven Winners has a couple of different ones, and one of them is called Miss Piggy. I think maybe because it's a little bit more behaved in certain areas. I don't have any problems with out of control pig squeak, but I do know that it can be a little extra happy in some people's gardens. But the reason they're called pig squeak is these leaves make a sound like a pig squeaking. If I could do it with one hand. I'll just do it like this. Now let's do it. I just tore my leaf. It does it better. Okay, I don't know. It sounds more like balloons to me, but actually when the leaves are a little tougher, you see I just tore this one. Sorry. When they're a little bit tougher, they do actually make more of a pronounced pig squeak sound. Yeah, so that's kind of fun. All right. I think that's it for this area. We have asters coming up, so many columbine, looking so beautiful. Just love it. These tulips came up in my pink patch, just completely random, and they're like three stalks on one stem. And they're not pink. Found that odd. All right. The staghorn has leafed out, looking beautiful. Let's pop over here and see what's going on. These are the late season red hot pokers, so I kept them separate from my early seasons that are blooming up there. In here, our lemon balm has woke up and started going for it. Same with the comfrey, looking fantastic. I got a little yellow rhodie blooming there. We've got some sage, some lavender lemon fizz. Got this rhodie. It didn't bloom as much this year as it normally does. I think I need to do a little pruning on it, but it does have a really sweet flower. This shrub has quadrupled in size since last spring. It was just like this tall. It's yeah, it's as tall as I am now. Right here. Fun. Okay, what is it called? Something about a ghost. Spirit. Spirit viburnum. Oh look, our foxgloves have come up and looks like maybe gonna start blooming early. More of the ajaga is blooming everywhere. Medicine garden is just starting to wake up a little bit. The lovage is going for it. The yarrow is going for it. The thyme looks pretty darn good. Another clump of comfrey. We've got tons of buds on our garlic chives. And our regular chives just don't look as far along. The Roman chamomile came back. Okay. And I've been noticing all kinds of flowers on my blueberries already. It's really fun. The tower of strawberries has been doing really great. The strawberries plants are looking nice and dark green, which is beautiful. Lots of flowers, and the violas and pansies are looking wonderful. Spencer's been doing a really good job at turning it a quarter turn every day, I think, or every other day, something like that. Bronze fennel has come back. We did lose this lavender, but the other lavenders in these pots look good. There's some growth on it. We've got lots of new growth on the Jack Frost Brunnera. And moving in here, we're going to be changing out this trellis. Spencer painted the matching one for me. We're going to put the painted one in there and clean that up and put it somewhere else. Which is why my clematis is sort of just kind of all willy-nilly in here, but there is a bloom on it. Fun. This one's actually done. It's forming its seed head. That is going to open up pretty soon. Okay, then this weeping birch has new growth and new buds. Over on this side, I think you got to see a pretty good show of this last month, but our primroses have been blooming nonstop. We've got a skunk cabbage blooming there. We've got the lilies in the back coming up, more ajaga blooming. And then this is what I call Janae's dogwood. Again, the friend that I dug up her irises from her front yard, when she passed away, her best friends got together with a nursery or something, and everybody went home from her celebration of life with this pink flowering dogwood. And I planted it in the ground 2 years ago. It was in a pot for a little while. But now it's like close to 6 feet tall and looking really good. So that's exciting to see her bloom, or not blooming yet, but just looking really good. The rhododendrons down here don't bloom until late May, but they have tons of buds on them. The Bear's Breeches is looking fantastic. This hydrangea looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to try to back up here a little bit so you can see the whole thing. Beautiful. All of the heucheras are starting to perk up and look really good. We've got Solomon seal blooming. You can see their little bells. So cute. The tiny hostas in here have come up. This wolf-eyed dogwood is looking beautiful. This rhodie doesn't have any blooms on it, but it's just sits in water like all year long, and it has tons of new growth, so I guess it's happy. This is the other rhododendron that we planted this fall. We planted this one high to try to help it out a little bit, but it does have buds all over it. So that's, oh no, it was this spring. Yeah, it was just a couple of months ago. So that's exciting. My apple, my crab apple is blooming. Look at it. Oh my gosh. I don't think it bloomed last year. That's exciting, you guys. What if it has apples this year? That would be so fun. This is this tree's 4th year. We planted it during the pandemic. So awesome. So dogwood's looking really good right there. I have more Solomon seal blooming right here. The lungwort is blooming. So stinking cute. And then this guy is blooming. I forget what it's called. What is it called? Pulmonium. Oh, Jacob's ladder. Sure. Cool. Oh, I need to put this back in here. Come on. There's this sweet little flower. And these guys have come back really nicely. And Spencer and I recently planted these grasses. We didn't do it on a video, but these are the Japanese forest grass. We put one there and we put one right here. And they get about 24 to 36 inches, so they'll cover this area. We need to replace a couple of boards on our, what are these things called? Pallet walkway right here. So knowing that, I wanted to plant it a little bit further away. And then this one will tuck really nicely into this little corner. Got another hosta coming up right there. Fun. We also have a hosta coming up right there, and I want to move this one because we tend to come off that staircase and step off right here and go that way into the garden. So I need to move this hosta somewhere a little safer, maybe right here. We're also moving this. This is the Mary Poppins. What is it? Mary Poppins Winterberry Holly. First of all, I need to find a Mr. Poppins because it needs a pollinator. This is Mrs. Poppins, or Berry Poppins. I need to find the male so that she could have nice, beautiful berries. But also, she's just not getting quite enough sun here. It is a part shade plant, but this maybe is a little too shady for it. So I want to move her this summer, as well as maybe that oak leaf hydrangea. We do have this oak leaf hydrangea, and it is putting on new growth. It is getting munched on. Oh my goodness gracious. But I'm going to move this guy to another location this year, I think. I don't know. It's looking... It's hard to decide. There's certainly some shrubs that are in the wrong place in the garden right now that I want to move and make better. The blue jay mad that I'm talking to you guys. Okay, Mr. Blue Jay. I'll be done in a minute. All right. We've got hostas coming up here. Got a really nice hosta coming up right here. Oh, this one always gets munched on. This is the Woo La La. Well, they all get munched on, but this one in particular, that's the Woo La La. This is the Empress Woo that's coming up right here. Isn't it? Empress? No, this is... Oh, I always get that mixed up. This is the Elegans. It's also quite a large hosta. The 9 bark is looking fantastic, and then we planted a dark 9 bark next to it right here. This is the Proven Winners Ginger Wine. So you can see it has like a gingery color coming out, and then it deepens to a nice dark, almost black foliage. And then our Gunnera has got its leaves again. So, you know, it's just opening up. And it's like this big. And we'll get to watch how big it keeps getting all through the summer. Of course, this one's even bigger. So much fun. And let's see if we have anything up here. The Fatsia is looking pretty good. It's got new growth on it. Cute. Spencer's got a couple of hostas. One there. Maybe he only has one. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of a mess over here. All right. Then we've got the peanut butter tree, or the mock, what is it? The Mexican hydrangea. It's got new leaves. I wonder if the new leaves smell like peanut butter. Yes, they do. These little tiny leaves smell like peanut butter. I just love it. Got a hosta there. And Spencer said this one came up and got eaten, so we gotta watch out. We've got one over there that's getting munched on quite a bit too. We just planted that one recently. Okay, let's take a look down here and see if the skunk cabbage is blooming or not. Not yet in full bloom, but they're getting really big. I just love how it looks like Mother Nature just sort of planted her row of skunk cabbage on each side of the bank. It's so cute. All right, well, we do have some dogwoods growing pretty good. We do have that willow took really well. And this is the thundercloud. That's what it was. Thundercloud plum. I don't see any blooms on this. I may just be late though, looking. And then I was gonna look over here. We planted a couple of things over here last fall. The twinberry looking good. And a pine. It has a little bit of new growth, so that's promising. Awesome. So, great. This whole area is gonna get a little extra love this summer. Oh, I forgot I had that vine maple and it looks really good. Yay! All kinds of good stuff. I'm gonna clear out, let's zoom back, clear out this big compost pile and this compost pile and really make use of this space as a shade garden, sanctuary, garden of remembrance kind of a deal. Because I really need a place that I can come and just contemplate life and journal and not think about the garden. Not think, like, there's other places to sit in the garden, and I want more places to sit in the garden and contemplate the garden and enjoy the garden. But what I tend to do is start redesigning in my mind, or you know, noticing all the imperfections that I need to fix. I need a place that's like really empty. And that's something that I learned about myself. I kind of knew about it, but really deeply learned about it when I was in Iceland, that I really thrive after being in a space that's just very empty. That I could empty my thoughts, my mind, I can empty my space. And after being in those types of spaces, I have so much more vitality and creative inspiration and just rejuvenation of the spirit. So I want to create that in my garden. And I think this will be the perfect place to do it. So stay tuned for that, and it'll be fun. All right, let's keep going. This garden has a long ways to go in development still. I've got a little rhodie there without any buds. The anemone did come back up, so that's exciting. The roses are looking okay. I was worried this one wasn't gonna come back, but it's looking pretty good. This one really loves it here. I need to get back up. Look, it's got its first bud. Exciting. I need to get over here and tie that up. Why do I get these wrinkly leaves? Does anybody know what causes this wrinkly leaf on my rose? Go ahead and comment below, because I would love to know how I could remedy that. All right, up here we've got some foxgloves coming up. We've got bluebells kind of fading over there. The weigela is coming up, or leafing out rather. All right. This bear's breeches has grown quite a bit, and all of my hydrangeas have new growth on it, which is exciting because they're in quite a bit of shade. So glad to see they survived the winter and they're happy enough to come back for me. All right, let's move up through here. The huckleberries have leafed out. And look, the chains are blooming. This is our golden rain tree. It was also planted at the same time as that crabapple. Look how tall it is. So tall up there. I don't know how tall that is. 20 feet tall. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Look at her blooms. They kind of look like peas, don't they? Like pea blossoms. Oh, that makes me so happy. All right, let's keep going. That hosta looks fantastic. I think that might be like stained glass or something like that. The Japanese maple looks really good. Evergreen huckleberries all leafed out. And we've got our star magnolia that had one bloom on it this year. It gets one bloom on it every year, and it's always on this side. No, I don't know. I think it needs to just get past this fence and get a little bit taller. We've got honeysuckle growing like crazy. All right. We had our trillium bloom back there. It's not blooming anymore. All right, we're into the backyard. Spencer planted some proven winners, marshmallow campfire, white Bidens in there, which is super fun. I haven't had white Bidens before. Got some bluebells down there. The raspberries have all leafed out. They look so good. Let's go over here. I'll show you. We do still have the bird netting on this raised bed, but you can see all of the sunflowers all the way around that have come up. These are, what's his name? Sunflower Steve's sunflowers. So I'm really excited that they came up. And then we have some leftover potatoes from last year, and that's a raspberry that needs to come out. There's 3 raspberries right there in the middle. Those need to come out. Just because these get big long things and they drop their berries from time to time. Not a big deal. The potatoes, we might leave in there. I don't know. The sunflowers they are starting to get their second set of leaves. Like they're out. As soon as they're just a tiny bit bigger, I'll take the netting off, and I have 2 proven winner sunflowers that I'm going to put in the middle and let them grow all together. Ooh, look at this. This is our morning geranium. Oh, it's so sweet. Look at that. I love it. It's mixed in with Celine. This is the geranium flower, and then this is Celine. We have more Brunnera growing. This is the Jack Frost Brunnera, and we have it in our dog Jack's memorial right there. These hostas or hellebores are pretty much done. And then we've got pincushion flowers that push new growth. I mean, I'll put it back in its stake. The lamb's ear that we transplanted is got new growth, so that's good. Let's take a look at these raspberries again. Oh, I'm gonna be making jam any day now. All right, back here. Now this maple tree has really leafed out, so it has turned this bed into a full shade bed, which will protect these hellebores all through the summer and their beautiful leaves. The giant snowdrops or leucogems have just about finished. I actually don't mind if they drop their seed because I wouldn't mind having an even bigger patch right here. So I just leave them alone, and once the foliage gets pretty yellow and ratty, then we cut it back. And those bulbs stay in the ground and they come back every year. There's more. So here's the regular lamb's ear. It's a foot tall. That lamb's ear back there was the Helens von Stein lamb's ear that we just transplanted, and it's not as big, so I don't know. Jury's still out on whether it's worth the brand or not. More hostas up. Look at this one. So cute. Oh my goodness. These are snapdragons that overwintered and they're getting ready to bloom. How fun is that? Switzer just recently planted up little annuals for the year. Let's pop over into the greenhouse. Looking like a greenhouse full of plants. This is the best year I've had in seedlings. Look how tall they are. Look at them. Ah. They are 4 inches, 5 inches tall. These are all larkspur. And then this is all helichrysum. This is huge. All of my squash are still surviving. I really thought I'd lose some. They're doing great. This is that flowering maple that I've killed in a house every time I've bought it, and this is its second flower, and look, there's another one coming up. So it loves the greenhouse. Fantastic. Of course, we got all of these proven winner and, well, I would say like 99% proven winners and like 5 regular geraniums. All of these are all annuals from proven winners that we got at Godfrey's. Stay tuned because that video will come out later this week. We harvested our radish. Our peas are getting nice and tall. Harvested our turnips. They didn't do as well. I feel like they were kind of a trap crop because they were like severely eaten and their bulbs were pretty tiny. And my radishes turned out beautiful. Okay, and then in the raised beds that we just put together, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cannas. Okay, and 1, 2, 3. I'm seeing 3 cannas. I'm hoping to pick up a couple of red banana cannas to mix in with this because all of these are this canna, this green with a yellow stripe canna. So I mix it up. Potatoes look fantastic. Look at that. Loving their lives. They're totally they grew way faster than my sweet peas. So they're totally shading out my sweet peas. Oh well. We haven't really done anything with the butterfly garden this year. The creeping Jenny has spilled out of these pots and taken over this flower bed, which I really don't care. It's a beautiful, bright color that is much needed in the shade. All right, then we've got the moon garden. The chocolate ajaga in this garden looks so good. It's so clean, dark, glossy leaves. It's beautiful. All the pearly everlasting has come back. We do have a couple of overwintered snapdragons in these beds. These are the white snow maidens. And then we've got a basket of pansies that, these are 2 years old. They just keep going. I don't know. I did put some pincushion flower seedlings in there that we grew from seed. Let's see if these hostas are up yet. Yeah, we've got a blue moon hosta up right there. And the twilight hosta is up right here. How fun. Of course, the archangel is going wild and they're getting their flowers. And then this is the lilac. I look way, way, way up there. There's a bloom. There's blooms up there, and you can see the blooms over on the other side. Those lilacs are blooming as well. We're gonna be putting new flowers, new soil, new everything in these deck boxes pretty soon, including a couple of these geraniums. And I love these super dark foliage. So soft too. You can see the lilacs. And then the last thing I'll show you is we have a rhododendron bloom in the backyard. Right back there. But I love this view right here because there's so many different colors and layers. Anyway, we've got this really dark rhododendron, bright chartreuse green hebe, this Pieris with its new peachy growth, and then a medium green rhododendron. In the background we have a little bit of purple blossom, and then we've got these like coral looking rhododendron blossoms which mirror the new growth on the Pieris. You can see these, they're just so beautiful. And this rose is about to completely explode. There are hundreds and hundreds of buds on it. It'd be really fun if that holds on to its flowers for just a minute longer and lets these guys bloom with it. That would be really fun. I was just gonna pop back here and see if there's any more camellias left, but I don't think so. They're all brown and mushy on the ground. That's what camellias do. See any others?
No,
just
I'm
buds. The rest of the rhododendrons just have buds on them. Okay, so that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed your walk around the garden with me. I really enjoy sharing my garden with all of you, and I'm so thankful that you are with me on this gardening journey and this journey we call life. I hope that you're celebrating your life, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.